In today's video, we're going to take a look at some ridiculous garbage jobs. It's just clear to me that these jobs are taking advantage of people that don't know any better, that don't know to not apply for junior dev jobs. They all required like 2 to 4 years experience. Required, not preferred, like straight up required, which is absolutely insane because if you're at 4 years experience, you're not a junior dev anymore. Now, don't get me wrong here. I know that sometimes a job is a job. Okay, sometimes you gotta do work, but I'd like to show you some of the garbage jobs, and at the end I'll show you a job which I think is decent and pays well, and the perks seem reasonable, and so do the requirements. Basically, I'm just trying to look out for you guys, and I just want you to realize when this is a bad job and when this is a good job, and I'll show you how to check. So let me go ahead and start here with this first one that I found in the live stream. This one is called Junior.net Developer Internship. First of all, the title here, what is a junior developer internship? Wouldn't it either be internship or junior developer, or sometimes you might even see entry-level developer. You're going to design, maintain, leverage APIs, 2 to 4 years experience in C# ASP.NET. This is impossible. How are you supposed to have 2 to 4 years experience in an internship? How are you supposed to have 2 to 4 years as a junior developer? This is not possible. This is the classic circle of how do I get experience so that I can get the job to get experience. This doesn't make any sense. So this company right here has no idea what they're talking about. This is a classic example of HR not having any idea what this actually means. Extensive experience in designing RESTful APIs. So they want you to be able to design APIs and you're a junior developer. I mean, with this experience level that they're asking for, sure. But down here where it says experience.NET Core 2 years required, this is required. And this section right here of Indeed, this is generated on the back end of Indeed when a company goes to make this job posting. So what happens here is when you make this job, it asks you 2 questions. Do you want to make this required or do you want to make this preferred? So if I try to fill this job out, it will say, do you have 2 years experience? And if I click no, my application won't even get sent to HR. This is automated filters right here on Indeed. And you can tell that when you see this section of Indeed here. So if you don't put yes, you do have experience, your application is not going anywhere. It's not even going to make it to HR. I know because I made a job post here and it asked me those same questions. Here you can see RESTful APIs 1 year preferred. So this, it doesn't matter. Your application will still get sent to Indeed.com and it won't actually matter. Work location, one location, or work from home. But one thing that they're not talking about here is payment. This is just one of those jobs that just doesn't really know what they're talking about. This is a clear shot at trying to get someone who's really desperate for a job. And I get it, if you're really desperate for a job, you know, sometimes you just got to take what you can get. This is clickbait. This is job application clickbait. Junior.net Developer Internship. What does that even mean? You're either one, you're an intern, or you're a junior developer. Which one are you? Both of these are just titles to have a reason to pay you less. But with 2 to 4 years experience here, this is absolutely outrageous. This is a garbage company. Bright Investments, shame on you. All right, next up we have, this is the place I actually called. Dealer Car Search. This is the place that I skipped HR. I went to their website, I found their phone number, I called, and I said I couldn't apply online. But if we further analyze this position here, this is really bad. 40 to 45,000 a year as a front-end web developer and designer. Typically, these 2 skills right here are known as the unicorn skills. Most of the time, people are one or the other, and companies try to get both instead of hiring 2 people to do their individual jobs. That's what this company's trying to do. Also at the cost of 40 to 45,000 a year. This alone, starting, is 45, I think. Especially here in this part in Kentucky, 45,000 would be the bare minimum you would ever take. The fact that they brought it down to 40 is a joke, and you're doing 2 jobs, 14 days paid vacation, a 401k plan, 3% contribution after a year. So your 401k, you don't even get a contribution when you start. You have to wait a year to get 3%. So basically it's just a savings account for a year. 6 paid holidays per year. I would say industry standard for like even the most stingy of companies is 8 holidays per year. Green campus feel. So that you just have a bunch of fake plants everywhere. Like what does that actually mean? Why is this a bonus? A walking track? Proven industry leader with outstanding reputation. I don't understand how that's a benefit to you. That seems like more of a benefit to the company. Career growth opportunities, but they don't specify how. Competitive compensation plans. So this right here, this is an absolute joke. Let's take a look at what this would actually look like if we go to this area and we look at what other people are getting paid. We put in the city here. We put in front-end developer, UI developer 68K to 93K, web developer for Cafe Press 59K to 99K, 52 to 91, full stack developer here 41 to 70K. So another thing, if we scroll down and we look at the actual job requirements, they want HTML, the design suite, they want you to have CMS knowledge, modern CSS design, Bootstrap, responsive technology, JavaScript, mustache. Okay, so they just toss a little framework in there and some graphic design and some customer service abilities, and we need you to know how to do hosting and how all of that works. So a little bit of DevOps in here. So why don't we just make it 3 and just put, we'll just put DevOps too. Why hire a developer team when you can just hire one person and make them do everything? Instead, make it seem like a benefit to them for the low price of $20 an hour. Side note here, I'm not really roasting anymore, but side note, a lot of people say jQuery is dead. I respectfully disagree for this reason. You need to learn jQuery so that you can do customer service. So what's going to happen is you're going to get a job, you're going to work for a company, and you're going to be the new guy or girl, and they're going to say, hey, we have a customer that doesn't want to upgrade their software with us and they're still using jQuery. Can you please go fix their bug or add this new feature because we have a contract that lasts for 8 years. So jQuery, hey, it's still in demand. I actually like it. No reason to make a React app to do animations and stuff like that. No reason, just, event listeners, animations. jQuery is great for that stuff. Just boom, boom, couple lines of code. I know the guy watching my videos actually has an interview with them on Thursday. It's his first interview. If you do, and they offer you this range, counter for at least 50K. Bare minimum, counter for at least 50K. Experience required. Web design, 3 years. 3 years for 40 to 45K. And again, remember, this is marked as required, which means if you don't have 3 years, you've got 2.9 years, and you put no because you're Mr. Honest over here, your application is not getting sent to HR. It will not get it. When you click this apply button, apply now right here, when you click that button, a little motor will pop up. You put in your resume, you put in your cover letter, and then there will be another page that will show up. And it will say, do you have this experience? Yes, no. Do you have this experience? Yes, no. Do you live here? Yes or no? And depending on what you pick, decides if your letter gets sent off to HR. So if you really want a job and you don't fit these in parentheses here where it says absolute required, they're not getting the paper. I think you guys get it. Let's move on to the next one here. Junior full stack developer. But if we look down here, 3 years experience. Bro, if you've been working for 3 years, you're not a junior anymore. You should be mid-level. This title, junior full stack, and 3 years on the job, it doesn't make any sense. The working schedule is Monday to Friday. The schedule may vary and can be flexible. So what this means, the schedule may vary. You want to know what that is code for? That is code for a nice long weekend, my man. This right here. Schedule may change. That's a big ol' red flag for overtime. But, that happens with regular jobs, but, that's what that means. I found this one. This is a junior developer. Doesn't specify the title, which is good. I really like that. Here we have 70 to 75,000. And then down here it says relevant experience, 1 year preferred. This is really cool. 1 year preferred, which means they're open to the fact that you might not have this. And the compensation is still decent. So what they want you to have, Ruby on Rails, RSpec, this is all just standard stuff. Proficient in SQL and Active Record, continuous integration and deployment preferred. So again, if you don't know CI and CD, continuous integration, continuous deployment, then they'll teach it to you is what preferred means. If you have it, great, you'll probably stand out in the candidates. If you don't, whatever. Company seems pretty chill. One of the things I do want to point out, even though the compensation is good, Ruby on Rails is kind of eh. A lot of people will defend it. I'm going to say that there's a lot of magic and you end up fighting it. What you have, 70,000 to 75,000 a year, and that's probably because of the tech stack. A lot of people don't want to do Ruby on Rails, so jobs are kind of forced to compensate you a little bit more. But overall, the quality of this job, in my opinion, let me get my green here, turn this into phthalo green Bob Ross, is good. This job is good. It seems flexible. They're willing to teach you technologies. They just show a list of things. This is something that I would apply to. This seems like a reasonable job. And if you don't want to do Rails, hey, cool. Looks like they're doing Angular anyways. And so what you're falling into are these traps of junior developers and interns and companies knowing that if they tag this, they're going to get really saturated, really competitive results, which means they can pit you against other candidates and drive their salary down that they have to pay you. I know I'm talking really fast and you're probably like, why are you so passionate? Or slow it down, Josh. But just because the market is saturated doesn't mean that salaries go down. The market is saturated with a bunch of underqualified candidates. Underqualified candidates don't do good work, which which means the salaries are not, they're not going to go down. You still have to have a qualified candidate that can do the work. If there was a saturated market of qualified candidates, then of course the salary would get driven down. That's not the case. There's a bunch of people that don't know how to code and a few that do. So the salary ranges are just going down because people don't know any better and companies are just doing this. I just want you guys to get taken care of. I just want you guys to be able to provide for your family and just live a better life. But I don't want these positions to be pivoted like they're an advantage to you when it's actually like 6 jobs in one, but you think that, oh, I get to do many different things. No. That's not what that means. You get to do a lot of different things, but these are like separate people's jobs that they're just combining into one and somehow pivoting and making that look like it's an advantage to you. It's like when Oreo came out with Oreo Thins and they charged more money for it just because of marketing and how they spun it. You're literally paying more money for less cookie. That's what these jobs do to you. They're giving you more responsibilities and pivoting it and marketing it to you like it's an advantage and like it's a positive thing, when in reality, they just don't want to hire more people. They're paying you less and they're getting a whole lot more. Just don't fall into this trap, guys. If you like this video and you want to see more videos like it where I call out these ridiculous job applications, just let me know. I'm happy to do this. I'm happy to point out companies and I'm happy to show you how to avoid this stuff. I hope you guys have a good day. Hope you guys are crushing it. Tomorrow's trash day, so if it's trash day for you, don't forget to take out your garbage. I'll see you guys in the next one.